Oh, Clarence, really, dude? You're in the hot seat again for undisclosed luxury travel funded by your billionaire buddy? Dozens and dozens of destination vacations, a yacht voyage around the Bahamas, 26 private jet flights, 8 helicopter trips, 12 VIP skybox passes, luxury stays at resorts in Florida and Jamaica, a standing invitation to a super shishi golf club, a big fat luxury RV, and tuition payments weren't enough? Clarence, I think your judgment is questionable, which is pretty alarming since your job is to have good judgment. Well, folks, if you haven't heard, Senate Democrats outed Clarence Thomas's latest undisclosed billionaire bribes after probing the Big C's questionable ethics during a 20-month investigation. You would think Big C would have been so humiliated after a mountain of nefarious sugar daddy-funded trips were revealed previously, but no. These latest jaunts took place in 2021, presumably not long enough ago for anyone with a good head on their shoulders to forget, especially one who already looks like a freaking billionaire leech who could give a rat's ass about the appearance of impropriety. Are your sleepovers with Harlan Crow that forgettable, Clarence? Do you need to ask your mate for a higher thread count pillowcase and a nice box of chocolates to make the gravy train trip stick in your thick skull? Well, these recent discoveries were once again courtesy of Clarence's all-time bestie, Harlan Crow. Yeah. Harlan private jetted Big C to Crow's upstate retreat for 5 glorious but apparently forgettable days of fun in July of 2021. And then in October, Harlan flew C to Jersey for the dedication of a statue and hosted him overnight on Harlan's yacht. Standard fare for a Supreme Court justice, making up for a lot of years of not enjoying the wealth his inner child knew he deserved. Even worse for Big C, these trips were only discovered when Sugar Daddy Crow was subpoenaed. Oh, Clarence, didn't you learn the basics of grifting? Once you manage to land yourself a house for your mom, you gotta lay low. I guess Scalia didn't set a very good example with the 250-plus billionaire bro-funded trips he took over the course of 10 years before he died on one of them, blowing the lid off the whole kit and caboodle. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I mean, there could be several different explanations. Clarence could be suffering from cognitive or memory issues, which could have caused years and years of billionaire kickbacks to slip his mind. It's also possible that Clarence was trying to be modest because he didn't want folks to feel jealous of his mutually amorous close relationships. Big C knows not everybody has the kinds of bonds that feed your soul, status, wealth, and travel bug all at once. But honestly, folks, even if Big C has become soulmates with the rich and famously conservative power players in America, well, who are we to assume those bedfellows would have had any undue influence on such a decent man like Big C? I mean, Big C has been very clear that he doesn't talk to his wife about any of her cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs election overturning efforts and J6 enabling shenanigans, so we really shouldn't doubt that the folks who've been buttering Big C's bread for so long would have expected their fervent conservative agendas to be furthered via the guy they happened to have befriended after he rose to power as a Supreme Court justice. I'm sure Harlan would have wanted to be soulmates with Clarence long before he hit the big time. A friendship like theirs is meant to be. I'm sure fate would have definitely brought them together, whether Big C got to the big bench or not. And since that bond was written in stone, we should never assume that Harlan Crow expects anything in return for the millions of dollars he's invested in greasing Big C's wheels. Besides, SCOTUS did adopt a new ethics code in November of 2023, and they even pinky swore to adhere to it. So let's all just take a chill pill and stop believing all the piles of evidence that tell us SCOTUS is undeniably compromised, and we're being controlled by small, little, narcissistic men with delusions of grandeur and open hostility for the American people and for the rule of law. We're just being dramatic. Let's just accept the court and like it already. Good talk. Well, Big C, have the day you deserve.